This is Jeb. Today we're going to learn how Jeb digests his food.
Jeb's teeth are located in his mouth. On the roof of his mouth is his hard palate, and directly behind that is his soft palate.
Two of Jeb's salivary glands are located below his bottom teeth. The one in front is called the sublingular gland, and the one behind is called the submandibular gland. Now, if Jeb decides that he wants an ice cream cone, what he will first do is insert the ice cream cone into his mouth, where he will chew the ice cream cone. This is called mechanical digestion. Then, his salivary glands will excrete salivary amylase, which is an enzyme for digesting starch into the food in his mouth. Jeb will then use his tongue to push the food, which is now called a bolus, against his hard palate to the back of his throat, where he will swallow and it will travel down his esophagus.
This is Jeb's trachea and esophagus. At the top of Jeb's trachea is the epiglottis, which stops food from entering his lungs. At the bottom of Jeb's esophagus is the cardiac or esophageal sphincter.
After the bolus is swallowed, it travels down the esophagus through a process called peristalsis, which uses the muscles lining the esophagus to push the bolus down the esophagus and through the esophageal sphincter into the stomach.
Following the esophagus and esophageal sphincter is the stomach. The end portion of the stomach is the pyloric portion, the middle is the body, and the top is the fundus. The pyloric sphincter is located at the end of the stomach.
Once food enters the stomach, it is now called chyme. Found within the stomach is a substance called pepsinogen. When pepsinogen is added to hydrochloric acid, which is also found within the stomach, it forms a substance called pepsin, which begins the process of digesting proteins. Then the chyme leaves the stomach through the pyloric sphincter.
Following the pyloric sphincter is the beginning of the small intestine, which is called the duodenum. There are also 3 accessory organs connected by various ducts surrounding the stomach. First, we have the pancreas, and then there is the liver and gallbladder. Here is the common bile duct, the pancreatic duct, and the hepatic.
The chyme leaves the stomach through the pyloric sphincter and into the beginning of the small intestine called the duodenum, where it is joined with bile, which helps to emulsify the fat. Bile is produced by the liver and stored in the gallbladder. And pancreatic juices are also combined with the chyme through the pancreatic duct. There are 6 things inside of pancreatic juice. Firstly, lipase, which is an enzyme for lipids, trypsin, an enzyme for peptides, sodium bicarbonate, which helps to neutralize the acidity of the chyme, nucleases, which is an enzyme which is used to digest nucleic acids, pancreatic amylase, which is basically the same as salivary amylase, and finally, water.
Following Jeb's stomach is his small intestine. The small intestine has 3 major parts. The first part is called the duodenum, the second portion is called the jejunum, and the third portion is called the ileum, and it is ended off by the ileocecal sphincter.
Also found within Jeb's small intestine are villi, which are small folds in the small intestine that help to increase surface area for maximum absorption of nutrients. Further, there are 3 enzymes which help to finish the process of digesting carbohydrates. These are maltase, sucrase, and lactase. Another enzyme found in Jeb's small intestine is peptidases, which is the final enzyme used in the digestion of protein. It takes the dipeptides and turns them into single amino acids.
This is Jeb's large intestine. Following the ileocecal sphincter is his appendix. As you can see, Jeb has a tracted appendicitis, and his appendix is extremely swollen. At the end of the large intestine is his anal sphincter. Right above that is his rectum. Then there is the descending colon, the transverse colon, and the ascending colon.
Now we will discuss some of the hormones that can be found in Jeb's body that help digestion. The first hormone is gastrin. Gastrin has 6 major functions that help the body to digest food. The first function is that it increases the production of hydrochloric acid in the stomach. The second function is that it increases the movement of the stomach. Thirdly, it stimulates growth of gastric mucosa. Fourthly, it contracts the cardiac sphincter. Fifthly, it opens the pyloric sphincter. And finally, it opens the ileocecal sphincter. Where gastrin is secreted is from the enteroendocrine G cells in the gastric pits of the mucosa of the stomach. What stimulates the production of gastrin is stomach distension and the acidity of the chyme found in the stomach.
The second hormone is secretin. Secretin has two main functions. Its first function is to secrete water and sodium bicarbonate from the pancreas to neutralize chyme in the duodenum. Its second function is to decrease the production of gastrin. Secretin is secreted by S cells in the small intestine, and its stimulus is acid chyme in the small intestine.
The third hormone is called CCK. It has two major functions. Firstly, it causes the gallbladder to contract, and secondly, it causes the pancreas to spit out pancreatic juices. The secretion of CCK happens in enteroendocrine CCK cells in the small intestine mucosa, which is in the duodenum. The stimulus of CCK is when chyme, rich in amino acids, triglycerides, and fatty acids enters the small intestine. The fourth and final hormone is called GIP. GIP has two main functions. The first is to turn off gastrin, and the second is to release insulin into the bloodstream. The secretion of GIP happens in the enteroendocrine cells in the small intestine. These cells are found lower down than the CCK cells. The stimulus of GIP is when chyme, rich in triglycerides, fatty acids, and glucose, enters the small intestine.